You're listening to The Human Upgrade with Dave Asprey.
The first year I went to Burning Man was 2011. And in the camp next to us, there was a leading neuroscientist for the military who was a top expert on substances. And we looked at a group of people dancing, and he looked and he said, that one's on ecstasy, that one had acid, that one had mushrooms. And he could literally tell by the way they were dancing and moving. And I validated that with my wife, who's a drug and alcohol addiction emergency medicine doctor by training. She said, oh yeah, you can spot movement differences, but he's really good. So I'm thinking your AI software that's looking at faces, you could probably look at how people dance and pick out what substances they're on, and then you'd have great data.
Absolutely. Well, so there's several things, and it's brand new software. It's just now being approved for use in sort of this lab setting. But essentially, we're going to put sort of essentially videos all around the dance floor, and we're going to be able to sort of track what's happening to facial expressions from states of sort of like, stasis or sadness or kind of confusion or insecurity or anxiety to states of joy and elation and states of euphoria. So it's a really interesting software that Dacker actually just made me aware of, Dr. Keltner at Greater Good Science Center. He actually also does all of the consulting for Pixar, for Inside Out, and for Soul, and he did all of that. He's essentially really supported the storyline and the design thinking for these movies, because so much of it is connected to the brain and what's happening in your mind. So he's a really interesting pioneer. He's writing a book on awe right now. It's just to have someone like him supporting a comprehensive study, the first comprehensive study on collective joy and dance, is extremely exciting, and we'll have hopefully data by mid next year. So really exciting.
I'm excited to see that because there's joy, there's awe. And one of the reasons I tell people,
right, to prescribe joy, to have doctors prescribe not only joy, but to prescribe collective dance experience. Like, could you imagine a doctor prescribing Burning Man or Daybreaker or, some community dance experience or ecstatic dance or other dance experiences, collective dance experiences, as a antidote to loneliness, depression, anxiety, any type of sort of mental ailment, to be able to not just turn to quiet forest bathing, sitting in a seat quietly, closing your eyes, meditating, tapping, all of these beautiful practices that are internal, are so important to the state of I'm traumatized to I'm okay now. But the real delta, the real opportunity that I'm seeing, because I think there's so many epic humans in the space of from trauma to okayness. I'm now no longer in trauma. I'm now feeling good. But we need more people in that delta of, okay, now I'm good, but now what? How do I make friends? I'm no longer in my just myopic, like, how do I get through my trauma? But now I'm okay. I want to see the world. Now, how to make friends, how to find joy. How do I actually like do the ecstasy, the euphoria of life thing without having to take substances to get there? And I think that's where joy practice comes in. That's where Daybreaker Plus comes in. That's where this platform that we brought together to curate sort of a space for those who are like, okay, I'm good. Now what? Now, how do I learn how to be my own pharmacist? How do I learn to unlock my happy neurochemicals? How do I learn to biohack joy? Right. And that's the exciting opportunity right now.